Thank you for being here, and please make sure that your phones are on silent mode. We are pleased to be joined with the head coach of South Africa, Desiree, Ellis, and the player Gabriela, Salgado. Coach, good morning. My question for you and the player as well, how are you preparing for this game?
Good morning, everyone. We traveled yesterday, so our first preparation will be today. So we haven't really started preparing on the field, but we started preparing off the field already. One day in between is not a lot, but we've done a lot of work beforehand. So you just try to touch up on certain things.
Thank you, Coach. Gabriela?
Thank you for having me. As the coach mentioned, we traveled yesterday. But mentally and physically, we know the responsibility we hold going into this game. So we've prepared as well as we can, and we're just ready for the game tomorrow, and we'll give our best.
Thank you, Gabriela. Then we open the floor for your questions. Yes, please.
Hi, obviously you've travelled and you've got a significant time disadvantage, compared to Nigeria. What can you do in a short time? It's a day and a bit to prepare, and how do you manage that situation?
I think it's just finalizing things, working on certain things that we need to brush up on. I think that is the most important thing. There's not a lot you can do that will change things. So it's getting the analysis right and obviously working on just brushing up on certain things, because it's effectively a startup and a match day -1, so you also got to take care of that as well.
Are you guys tired?
Me, I'm not tired. I'm tired because it's a mental thing.
Thank you, Coach. Yes, please.
Hey, Coach. It's been a long journey for you guys at this tournament, but also a long journey for you in particular in regards to playing Nigeria. You obviously played them all the way back in the day in the 90s, and you played them time and time again, and they're a team that were constantly your bogey team. They'll always beat you, and you flipped that script in the last kind of 5-6 years, starting in 2018. Have you been able to communicate to the players who are new to this team and haven't been around, aren't as experienced, just what it means for Banyana to play the Super Falcons and this fixture, which is one of the oldest grudge matches in African football?
I don't think that you need to communicate anything. It's like a Chiefs Pirates derby, where you know who you're up against. Players know the strength of Nigeria, players know who Nigeria is, so I don't think it needs any motivation. The motivation is obviously the semi-final, but I don't think it needs a motivation. As young as you are, you probably played Nigeria at the youth level as well, so you know the rivalry that there is. So I think the motivation itself is there, not just playing against Nigeria, but because it's a semi-final as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, I'm sure your team would have got a lot of confidence and momentum out of what happened against in the quarterfinals against Senegal, who are, of course, a team similar in some respects to Nigeria. But of course, you took a fair few knocks, physical knocks in that game. Can you give us an update on where the various aches and pains are?
Look, there's a few niggles, but I think when it comes to this stage of the tournament, when it comes to a semi-final, it's more a mental thing than anything else, because the niggles you can overcome. So the medical team has worked really well over the last 2 days to make sure that they have all the players available. But when that game comes up, when the semi-final comes up, it's mind over matter now.
Thank you, Coach. Yes, please.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Gabriela. I'm Oba from ECL Sports Nigeria. You defeated Nigeria in the last 2 editions of the WAFCON. Is there pressure going to this game as the defending champions, seeing as you probably be the first team after Nigeria to win back-to-back WAFCONs?
Look, pressure is part of the game. I think pressure happens when you get a call up to the national team, because now you're at a different level to where you are at club level. Each and every game is different. I think history doesn't mean anything in terms of winning the last 2 games against Nigeria. It's a completely different game, it's a completely different tournament. It's 3 years down the line. You don't look back, you look forward, because results in the past tells you that you can, but it doesn't mean that it will happen until you step onto the field and try to do the job. So we're not looking at past results, we're looking at the now. We know it's going to be a difficult game. Like every game at WAFCON has been difficult. I don't think there's any team. You look at the Senegal that we played, they came at a very, very difficult group. First scoreline was 4-0, but after that it was very, very close. So you underestimate the team at your own peril, you take things for granted at your own peril, and this team is a team that will never ever do that. You know, we will make sure that we give the respect that is deserved, but we're also a team that can play.
Good morning, Coach. Susan Amapiono from Radio Now, 95.3 FM, Lagos, Nigeria. So, Coach, going by the numbers in this competition so far, Nigeria has got one of the best attack, 8 goals scored so far, 0 goals conceded, best defense in the tournament. Does this sort of pose any threats to your team?
Look, any team you play against has threats. There's no two ways about it. And Nigeria not having conceded, this obviously shows how good their defense is. They haven't scored goals, it shows how good their attack is. We just have to be on top of our game and try to nullify those threats and take the opportunities that when they come that we do take them, because against Senegal we had a few and we didn't take them. So it's a game of 90 minutes, maybe extra time, maybe penalties, and you just have to be on top of your game because you're coming up against an opponent that's very strong. You're coming up against an opponent that hasn't conceded, that has scored goals. So we have to make sure that we have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Thank you, Coach. Question from the player, please. Yes, please.
Hello, good morning. Victor Adenola. You've watched the Nigerian team play at this competition. If you don't mind sharing your comments on the strengths and weaknesses of this Nigerian side.
Examination.
Morning. Yeah, as we know, Nigeria is not going to be an easy team to face, but neither will we. We know the rivalry and we know the responsibility that we carry as a team. So we're just going to go out there, give our very best, make the best team win. We're not going down without a fight, though.
Thank you, Coach.
The politician. The politician.
Good morning, Coach. My name is Biase Shugo for Ladies March Nigeria. You have faced Nigeria as a coach and a player as well back in the day. What is the hardest part about facing the Super Falcons of Nigeria?
I think the quality that they have within the team, I think that has always stood out. The experience that they have within the team, that has always stood out. The confidence that they have within the team, that has always stood out. But I think over the last couple of years, we've sort of matched that, but you look at the Nigerian squad that they have now, it's a very good squad as well. It's a squad that has transitioned. And they've shown at this tournament, they're here to fight, so we know a lot of them, and I think they know as much as we know of them, they know of us, so it's going to be very interesting match.
Yes, please.
Hello, Coach. Great to see you again. My name is Sasha Pell from TBC Communication and Yanga FM Lagos, Nigeria. A question for her and a question for her. You're going at this tournament in a pattern that's different from what you had to go through to get into the first place. Honestly speaking, what's more difficult, using a transition team or a more established team like you did winning the last time, and a team in transition right now to stay focused and get to the final? And for Salgado, great to meet you again. It's a different squad and you're a different player. What has been your experience blending with the new girls on squad now that you don't have a Tembi on ground to play with and know where she would be instinctively to apply that pressure on the attack? Thank you very much.
In actual fact, Gabriela Salgado was part of our squad and got injured just before, so she would have been there. Look, we've been a team that has regularly, not just now, has regularly refreshed our squad. If you look at over the years, we've always brought players in. When we came to the last WAFCON, we had some players that didn't play. We had some players that won standby that went to the World Cup, but they didn't go to the WAFCON. So we've been a team that's regularly been bringing players in. Yes, it's a team in transition, but some of the players already have 20-odd caps. Some of the players have more caps over the last years that they've played. So each and every team goes through that period. We had a more established team, we had a more experienced team, but it doesn't say that this team is any less experienced because they might have less caps, but they've played over the last 3 years, like I said, some went to the World Cup. So it's a transitional team, but it's a team that has been together for 2-3 years.
meet you as well. Yeah, as you mentioned, it is a team in transition, and yes, we do miss the likes of Tembi Faslana, but the team is more than capable. We do have players that are positions that we know they're there. We've prepared well. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses on the field and off the field. I just think it's us having the confidence going out there and trusting each other because we'll need each other more than anything.
Thank you. Yes, please.
No, I think it's the next.
Okay.
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 Thank you. Question first for Coach. Regardless of what happens in tomorrow's game, you've already achieved history with this African team. You're pioneers, unprecedented victory. But what would it mean to reach a third consecutive WAFCON final for your legacy, for the legacy of this team? And for Gabriela, how impressed have you been with Ronnie Donnelly, with her addition to this squad? They're calling her star girl back home. She was missing against Senegal. But what has it meant to have some young blood and a new attacking talent in this squad? Thank you.
It's never about me, it's always about the team first. We say that to the players too, the team comes first, the individual will shine within the team ethos. I think when we won the last WAFCON, we said that medal is going to mean so much, that medal is going to change things at home. Some things have changed, some haven't changed. Winning the medal again, hopefully, will elevate women's football. We yearn for a professional league back home because we don't have a professional league, and hopefully through that, it will make sponsors realize that it's not just talk, but the team is growing and things are happening. So hopefully that will spur sponsors on to come on board in women's football, not just in Banyana, but league football, youth football, as well as a professional league. Because can you imagine if we had a professional league, where this team would be? Most of our players are amateurs, and for the team to do what they do, I think it's incredible. I think it's amazing. So that is the biggest thing. It's getting the medal to change things, getting the medal to create opportunities for others, getting the medal to make sure that women's football continues to grow and continues to develop with sponsorship on board.
Just on the question, Ranelle is a good addition to the team. She's young, she's full of energy, positive, she's always willing to grow. I think that's what we need going through this transition, as you guys say. But I do think that she's got a lot to give for the team, and hopefully in the next game she'll be back on the pitch. And giving her energy is definitely something we need, and a hunger for goal. She's always ready and up for the challenge to score goals. She's a striker at the end of the day, so yeah.
Thank you, Gabriela. Yes,
Hi, good morning, Coach. Good morning, Gabriela. My question is to the coach. Coach, you've met with two different managers each time you faced Nigeria at the WAFCON as a coach. It was Desiree in Ghana. It was Waldron in Morocco in 2022, and right now you're meeting a new person. How does it feel that you're always met with a new tactics, a new head, new blood, going into each game against Nigeria? Thank you.
I don't think that changes things. Nigeria is Nigeria. New coach doesn't really change much, as we've seen over the past years, because you have your own way of playing, you have your own style of playing, and I don't think it has changed much over the years. Unfortunately, our federation has trust in us as a technical team that runs it.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Gabriela. The team media office of Banana. Gaby, after that difficult and perhaps nerve-wracking match against Senegal, how much belief, determination, and lessons are you taking into this game against Nigeria? And for you, as the first WAFCON, how do you feel?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, so going into this next game, obviously we did have our chances that unfortunately we didn't take, so we ended up with penalties. But the team stuck together, we worked hard to make sure that we achieve the goal and go into the next stage. The semi-finals, as Coach mentioned, is motivation on its own. We're one step closer to the finals. It's not going to be an easy one, but we'll stick together as a team, trust each other's abilities, and we know that every person that steps on the field gives 100%. My first WAFCON so far has been good. Happy to get on the score sheets as well and to get a few minutes. So yeah, just looking to make it all the way through and hopefully take a couple of goals. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Sasa Vaiwan from The Guardian, I guess. I'd just like to know what has been the most challenging thing for you preparing this team for the WAFCON, and what has it been like for you from a personal perspective preparing for this WAFCON?
I think when you go back to 2022, we probably had a little bit more time. We have less time now, so we have to manage how we do things, how we put everything in together in a package instead of having a longer period to prepare. Yes, we've had a lot of games leading up to that, but that's not really preparation, that is trying out players, testing players. So we regularly have meetings, technical meetings every day to make sure that we know where we're going the next step. We regularly have analysis meetings as well to make sure that we don't leave anything to chance, to make sure that we get things right, or to make sure that we have a plan. So that has been, I think, staying in Uja was really a blessing, but the traveling obviously doesn't help, and the short time in between. I think when you look at the short times in between, I mean, there's 2 days in between the semi-final, but you have a longer period in between group stages. Maybe that needs to change. You know, because teams are traveling, some more than others, so that needs to change. If you want to get the best out of it, that needs to change. You have 2 days in between the semi-final and the final as well. So you're looking for quality games at the back end, but you're also looking for quality games in the beginning. So in the beginning, you have a little bit more time, but in the end, you don't have that much time. So the time gets shorter in between. And when you look at it, you also have to take care of players' well-being. You have to make sure that players are well rested. You have to make sure all of those things. So maybe those things can change. I think the difficult part is also being some of the places that we stay in don't have a proper gym. Some of the places we stay in don't have a pool. So those are the things that we have to deal with. So that has been really difficult to try and find other ways of doing your recoveries, find other ways of doing your gym sessions, etc. So that has been really, really difficult, because I think that should be a criteria, but we know the challenges we face in Africa. There is challenges, there's no 2 ways about it. So we have to find solutions for that, which we do. And that has been not so easy. But I think, you know, we came here, probably we first looked at 2018, first of all. 2018, we probably played the best football in the tournament, we didn't win it. We looked back and we thought, how can we change this? 2022, we strategized differently. We won our first game, changed the team. People moaned, but we got the results. We're trying to do the same thing to keep players fresh. Also, our league started very late, and I think that has been a big challenge, because the lack of game time, it does show, because you need that cohesion, you need that togetherness. So that has been a challenge in its own, that the league started late as well. So we had to work on and all of those things, but these players are something else, because through all those challenges, they still go on and they still go do the job. This is a team that will, in the 90th minute, whether they're behind, whether they're ahead, whether it's equal, they'll still be fighting. So, as you saw now the other night. So the thing is, yes, there's challenges, but if we keep talking about those challenges, we have to find solutions. So we have managed to be innovative, we have managed to find solutions, and that's where the technical team comes in. The conditioning coach, 120 minutes, still topping it out with Senegal in 120 minutes, all physical. The assistant coach, the goalkeeper coach, I mean, you know, they all play their part in making sure that we overcome certain challenges that we can overcome and find solutions for it, because that is the most important thing, finding those solutions and being innovative, and that's what we've been. We've been innovative, considering we don't have a pro league, considering the league started late, we needed to be innovative.
You talked about the team, what of on the personal level?
On the personal level?
Yes, as in terms of how has it been for you personally to prepare the team?
For me, look, I've been with the team now since 2014 when Coach Vieira was part of the team, then I became the acting coach and then the head coach. I think it's not been easy, it's been difficult, but it's been also rewarding and challenging. But when you work with a group of players that, I'm looking for the right word. let me use the word amazing. That's what it is. When you work with a group of players, that's so amazing. You can throw anything at them. You can give any task to them. They won't back down. And I think that has been the key. That has been the key. It's not about me on a personal level, and it's never been about me on a personal level. It's always been about the team first. I think the awards and the rewards that come after is a bonus, because the team comes first, the individual comes next. That's how it's been. We've always been a collective. Yeah, of course, if the team doesn't do well, it's me that's standing on the red carpet. But it's never me taking the credit for everything alone. It's the whole team, including the bus driver who's not here, including everybody that plays the part, including the lady who books the flights. All of them, they all play a part, because we talk about team. It's not just the players, it's everyone else put together. And that is what keeps us together. I think in 2022, when you go back, we were very connected. We were so connected that we had COVID in camp. We had probably the smallest squad at training, but it was the best training session. We lost 10 during the tournament, but yet other people stood up and raised their levels, and this is what this team is about. So it's never about one individual, but it's about the team first.
Thank you, Coach. For last question, please.
Congratulations to you, Coach. Your last game against Senegal was really impressive, pushing your team to the final minutes to secure your ticket to the semi-final. My name is Noja from Nigeria, PBS Media. And to the player, amazing performance also from the team. Going into this game, I know the coach must have given all her tactics, but it all boils down to the players in the dressing room when you and your girls are there. What is one thing you are telling yourselves and ahead of this game against the Super Falcons of Nigeria? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Definitely going into this game, we know what's at stake, as I mentioned. It's not going to be an easy one, but as a team, we have come so far, overcome so many challenges, as the coach mentioned. We know what's at stake. We know we have our country backing us from back at home, and our family is supporting us, so we can't let them down. So we're just going to go out there, like I mentioned, give our very best and play football. It's a game of 90 minutes at the end of the day. Any team can win. So yeah, the best team, may they win. Thank you.
Grant Bissett, oh sorry, the dog. Yeah, Grant Bissett, World Feed. Hi guys, you've partially answered what I wanted to know in your response to the gentleman from The Guardian, and you used the words innovate. Every discernible advantage outside of the football pitch would seem to lie with Nigeria, the fact that they've been based here, the fact they didn't have to travel, they had an extra day, they went 90 minutes, you went 120. In that process that you've gone through, because I'm sure it has galvanized the team, because you know you're up against it, and your technical team as well, in innovating, have you maybe come across some solutions that perhaps you might not have explored, some avenues you might not have gone down had things been a little more advantageous?
I'm not going to tell you what we've done though. But yeah, we do a lot of things differently to most other teams. And we know we come into camp 3 weeks in advance. We've seen our programs because we know the lack of resources at certain clubs. We send out programs so that when players come to camp, they're all on the same level. Because you have the international players that obviously train and play at a high level, but back home the league is amateur. And some teams train twice a week, some teams train thrice a week. Some teams are obviously have better resources, so we make sure that we do that. So that's some of the innovative things that we've done to make sure that even new player comes in, at least they're not coming just in to fill up the numbers, but they're coming in at a certain level, because from where the league is to where international football is, there's still a big gap, and that's what we've done. Our conditioning coaches available 24/7. Our analysts is available, our medical team, even though we're not in camp, they're all available 24/7 to the players. And I take my hat off to the staff because it's done outside of camp. So that is some of the things that we've done outside of camp. A lot of other things, we've got a mental coach as well, the same that we had in 2022, and that is really, really key, because I'm not a medical coach, and players won't come to coaches because they feel that if they say anything that's not related to football, it's going to go cross against their name, or they won't play the next game or whatever. So the medical coach has really, really been helpful in that way, because football at the moment it's mental. You can be as tired as you are, but it's mental. And she's been a great help to us. In 2022, it was really big, and she's been a great help to us again. So that is some of the things we've added to make sure that players are mentally and physically ready.
Last question, please.
Thank you, Coach. Victor Ademola from Nigeria. This one is for the fans. It's the Falcons of Nigeria against Amapiono. Some will say Afrobeat against Amapiano. Coach, a direct message to the fans in South Africa, in Morocco, and abroad. Thank you.
For me, Amapiano wins. Amapiano wins hands down. I think our dance moves are really good as well. But to our fans back home, the messages that we receive has just been amazing. Every day you get a message from someone, you get messages on social media, you get messages, phone calls, everything. I think that keeps us together. It shows that our country's behind us. Yes, even though they said we were nerve-wracking the other night, sometimes you have to give them that little bit of nerve. Some put the TVs off, some heard people screaming, then put their TVs back on, etc. The fans have been amazing back home. The Football Federation has been very supportive as well back home, so we're really grateful and thankful for that. So we're looking forward to a great match. Hopefully it can be a spectacle that everybody expects, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way, and hopefully we come out victorious, because you play games to win it. You're coming up against an opponent that's extremely strong, that's going to give you a good game, that's going to challenge you in every aspect. But we are similar, where we will challenge another team in a different aspect, and I think it's going to come down to who takes their chances.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you all.
Before you finish, I just want to end up with one thing. I hope I'm not going to be misquoted, because I've been misquoted badly. Very badly, and I hope this is not going to happen. I hope that whatever I say here is not going to make a headline. It's not going to make a headline, and I think you know what I'm talking about. If you know me, you know there's certain things that I will say, and there's certain things that I won't say. So please don't misquote me. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you for being here.